Good morning, and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings in La Jolla. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Monday, April 27th. You'll be interested to know. 20 years ago, today, in 2006, construction crews began building the Freedom Tower at the World Trade Center site, marking the start of a symbolic skyline renewal. The project represented a milestone in resilience and design, aiming to honor victims while creating a new civic landmark and inspiring confidence in the city's future. So now you know. And now, it's time for the Surf Report. Monday in La Jolla. This morning, it's looking choppy with waves around 1 to 2 feet. Conditions improve slightly to fair by 9 a.m., with waves holding at 2 feet. By noon, it shifts back to choppy as the wind picks up to onshore at 8 miles per hour. Expect consistent 2 feet for the afternoon with increasing wind speeds. Best time to ride is at 9 a.m., with the 3-foot outgoing high tide, when the south-southwest swell is 1 foot at 12 seconds, and the onshore wind is 5 miles per hour. The nearshore buoy in Scripps in La Jolla reads 66 degrees for the water temperature. Conditions start off clean with waves at 1 to 2 feet on Tuesday, ideal for beginners. Wednesday maintains the same size but shifts to fair surf, with choppy conditions developing later. Thursday sees a slight increase in size with 1 to 2 foot waves, although choppy conditions return in the afternoon, making for a mixed bag overall. This morning, it's partly sunny and it feels like 62 degrees with 5 mile per hour wind. The sunset will take place at 7:30 and it will rise again tomorrow at 6:04. It looks like we're in for some mostly sunny weather today, with a high near 63 and a light west breeze around 8 miles per hour. If you're inland, it will hit a high of 66. Tonight, expect mostly clear skies with a low around 58 and a moderate north wind around 10 miles per hour. Looking ahead in the weather. Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high near 64 and northwest winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour. A mild night follows with lows around 59 and Wednesday staying partly sunny with highs near 65. A slight chance of showers arrives late Wednesday night and again Thursday morning, with Thursday and Friday mostly sunny and highs around 64 to 65 and nights near 60. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, CAL FIRE is set to suspend burn permits across San Diego County for the peak of wildfire season. Starting Friday, May 1st, at 8 a.m., residential burning of landscape materials, such as branches and debris, will not be allowed. This announcement comes as CAL FIRE and San Diego County Fire recognize the growing trend of earlier and more intense fire seasons. Last year's suspension was attributed to factors including vegetation growth, rising temperatures, low humidity, and seasonal winds. In fact, just 1 day after the suspension was announced, a vegetation fire, dubbed the Boulevard Fire, ignited in Oceanside, spreading to 10 acres before crews extinguished it. Now on to sports. Mike Tomlin spoke with NBC's Maria Taylor about his departure from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He stated that he walked away, in part, due to the recent lack of playoff success, and he believes some of his veterans are worthy of the excitement and the optimism associated with new leadership. Tomlin, in his first interview since resigning in February, noted that this was probably not an overnight decision. He mentioned a sense of loneliness with leadership and felt it was a good time for him personally, as well as for the organization. The Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2016. In local sports, the Padres are heading home after a frustrating trip to Mexico City. They dropped yesterday's game to Arizona 12-7, but the real story's the controversy. MLB forced them to play without the automated ball strike system because the stadium lacks Hawkeye technology. In the seventh inning, a disputed call went against San Diego on a pitch that should have been a ball, a call that likely gets overturned with ABS. The Diamondbacks rallied from down 5 to win it, with Tim Tawa's grand slam doing the heavy lifting. Whether that missed call changed everything, we'll never know. Either way, San Diego sits at 18-9 and needs to bounce back. Tonight they host the Chicago Cubs at Petco Park, first pitch at 6:40. Randy Vasquez takes the mound against Cubs starter Matthew Boyd. The Padres have won 7 of their last 10, so there's momentum to lean on. They just need to use it. Meanwhile, San Diego FC is still searching for answers. The expansion club fell to Portland 2-1 Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium, extending their winless stretch to 8 matches. They've now lost 5 straight. Anders Dreyer equalized from the penalty spot, but Alex Bonetig scored late for the Timbers. San Diego stays home next Saturday to face LAFC. In top news, the Pentagon's push to secure rare earth elements leads to the small port city of Kuantan, Malaysia. Here, Lynas Rare Earths, an Australian company, has begun producing heavy rare earths, a sector dominated by China. Amanda Lacaze, Lynas's chief executive, stated no one had made a separated heavy rare earth outside of China in 20 years. Paul Leroux, the company's chief operating officer, claimed it had actually been 30 years. When China halted exports during trade tensions last year, automobile factories in the United States and Europe had to stop production. Now Lynas is at the forefront of efforts to counter Beijing's monopoly power. In business news, key home price data is expected Tuesday, where listing prices are rising and falling most this spring. Home price gains likely inched up in February, according to estimates for a closely watched gauge that is due on Tuesday. However, whether you notice prices ramping up or dropping this spring depends on where you live. Home price changes have been tepid over the past year, according to Standard & Poor's CoreLogic Case-Shiller Home Price Indices data. In January, the index was 1.2% higher from 1 year prior, its slowest gain since mid-2023. Economists foresee February prices in the 20-city index rising 1.3% from 1 year prior. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is up 6.5% over the weekend to about $79,000. Ethereum is up 3% to about $2,000. And XRP is up 2% to $1.44. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the San Diego area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class, with locations in Encinitas, Solana Beach, Oceanside, La Jolla, and more. Just be sure to tell them Sunny Morning sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk science. One side of Earth is rapidly getting colder than the other. It is a strange tale of two hemispheres. Research shows the Pacific Hemisphere is losing heat faster than the African Hemisphere. The heat originates from Earth's molten interior, which causes continental drift. Landmass traps more heat than seafloor surface, indicating a hotter Pacific in the past. Scientists from the University of Oslo report that one side of Earth's interior is losing heat much faster than the other. A study published in Geophysical Research Letters uses computer models to analyze how insulated each hemisphere was by continental mass. And in entertainment news, the musical performance-packed movie about pop star Michael Jackson is a hit, despite negative reviews from critics. Hollywood's bet that audiences want to celebrate Michael Jackson paid off this weekend, as a biopic about the pop star opened to an estimated $217.4 million in worldwide sales. Michael grossed $97 million domestically and $120.4 million internationally. Despite largely negative reviews, audiences flocked to the uplifting film packed with classic songs like Bad and Thriller. Michael earned a grade from opening night audiences, with about 60% of ticket buyers being women. Well, alrighty folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from the American architect and visionary, Frank Lloyd Wright. And he said, "The mother art is architecture. Without an architecture of our own, we have no soul of our own civilization." And that's a wrap for this morning. You can check out our Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for some captivating aerial videos with local news and the surf reports. Have an amazing day, my good friends. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Sunny Mornings in La Jolla.